All right, Pascal and Ben, fellow filmmakers, how are you today?
So great. Nice to meet
We're
you,
well.
Gary.
How are you?
Such a pleasure. I'm excited. 11/11, big, big numbers. Let's just jump right into it. Two things. One, where in the world are you today?
We're in Southern California. We're in LA together. Ben's at my house.
Chic, chic. I'm on the East Coast right now in Detroit. So we're gonna have a lot of laughs here, and we're gonna talk about Serious People, which is gonna be in theaters November 14th. Wahoo! And then a video on demand in December. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Very happy to be
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So speaking of 11/11, I couldn't help to notice in Serious People there was 11/11/22
Right.
multiple times throughout the film.
Yeah.
What does that T-shirt represent in the
That's
film?
that's the day that Christine and I got married. That is our wedding t-shirt. We got married at a courthouse. And so yeah, it's very significant.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
is.
significant.
So that was three
Yeah.
three years ago,
Yeah,
huh?
11/11.
Or was it 2 years ago that you got married? 2023?
2023.
20
11.
no, it says
22? Oh,
2022.
it was 22.
11
Oh,
11
I don't even
22
know.
on the t-shirt.
I don't
Yeah.
even know. That was the
And
year.
then 11/11 and then 22 is a master number. So super powerful.
Great
Also
memory.
in the shop where y'all met up, the address was 111. So I'm like, what is going? I'm a numbers girl. So I was like noticing the synchronicities in the film.
The
Yeah.
address too, like 1122 at like Polyscope?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like, wow, I like this conversation, but like 11/11 too is like it's like the biggest sale day in China. It's like it's Singles Day
It's
in
Singles
China
Day.
because it's
Yeah.
like 111. So it's kind of like become a Valentine's Day. But what that means is it's just like a consumerism day on Taobao. Taobao is like the Amazon of China, and so there's discounts on everything. So all my friends right now are just like massively buying like new furniture, new clothes, everything.
Yeah. And lastly, it's my birthday. So I'm like, 11/11. Yeah, let's
Oh, happy
go.
birthday.
I love that.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you. Thank you. So let's get serious. What did you shoot this film on?
We shot this film on Alexa LF.
And then how many shoot states did you have?
How many days did we have?
I think it was 24.
Yeah.
Was it 24?
Okay.
But it was over the course of like 2 months. It
Yeah.
was not consecutive, which
Yeah.
was really nice because we had time to kind of like regroup and schedule around
Hmm.
everything that was happening. And also the days were short. I feel like most of the days were half days just because everyone is so busy and this was such a rushed thing, like the baby's coming, you know.
Yeah.
Word. Word. Yeah. And then I also like the marination of it where you can like sleep on it. People come with this refresh energy. And then like even to the identity of like what they're gonna wear and how they're gonna be, and then reflecting on, the thespians moments before as a collective. And you just breed this chemistry instead of like drilling through it. So that's nice. And then did you shoot it? I'm not gonna assume, but in your home?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we have a lot of filmmakers who tune in. So it's like, it's always about like, how do we make a film and the production costs. So I think like, having your home to shoot in probably is like really smart for allocation and, of funds and being a smart filmmaker.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it was part of the creative as well. That was very intentional for us, like to make every location somewhat of a character in a way. And the home definitely does that. I think, especially when you see, that sequence after Christine's water breaks and you just see the home as it is without anybody in it. And so it was important for us that that was all real and authentic to who we are. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it
And
does
then
help.
how did,
Yeah.
pardon?
Helps cost wise for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have to, be smart with technology nowadays. And so thinking about like the idea, like how did this birth, pun intended, how did this film birth the idea?
So the film came from a dream that Pasquale had just under 2 years ago, and he thought I think Pasquale was really stressed at the time, and he actually had shingles on it. Like this is a real
Yeah.
shingles is real, and he was just like, I'm gonna be a father, and we have all this work to do, and there was just so much pressure on him at the time, and so this dream, he'd found a solution where a doppelganger replaces him at work, and the dream was super vivid. He woke up, he told Christine, and Christine's like, "That's amazing, you should make a movie." And then he sent me a 10-minute WhatsApp voice message saying, "Ben, like I have this idea for a movie. You got to come back from China and let's do it." And then I was like, "Yeah, this sounds great. Like I'm with it." And we had wanted to make a movie for over 10 years. We used to be roommates in LA, and our other roommates were Teddy Lee, who became producer on this film, and Waju, who became the sound man and he produced the song featured in the film, and Spencer, who has the conversation with Pasquale about the amnesic phenomenon of fatherhood. So a lot of our friends at the time are featured and helped make this movie happen. And yeah, it was like a really big collaborative effort. Like everyone kind of came out to help because we're like, damn, like what's gonna happen to Pasquale when he becomes a father? Is he just gonna disappear? We'll just never see you again. And we wanted to kind of like enjoy this last moment before you disappeared into the abyss.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, how beloved. Oh, that's so sweet. And just to kind of encapsulate everything that was just mentioned, for the person tuning in, it's a vibe of like being authentic, like to who you are in the world and your kinships with your friends. And then that's how the creativity, because it's like, how do you connect with people to make something? But from what you just said, it sounds like, you just call up your roommates or you call up your friends, and it's those seeds that we sow, earlier on, and the intentional choices to be authentic, to be in friendship, and then, utilizing each other's communities to like, make something happen. That's so cool. That's so neat. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. So I mean, I'm so lucky because I get to ask you, because a person, removed, they're gonna be like, yo, like, how did they get Drake's music in there? One, and like two, like, how did y'all get Drake in there? Like, how did that happen?
That is a great question. So that is actually not Drake. That is a Drake doppelganger. That is
I
a Drake
can't.
doppelganger. And that was a very intentional decision because we wanted that to happen to audience members. It's a split reception. I think the people, because the film's not fully out yet, right? But from the people that have seen it, some people are to believe that that is him, and some people are not convinced, and some people are like, that's absolutely not him. And that's something that we knew we wanted to do very early on. The guy who actually plays him, he participated in a Drake lookalike contest that was hosted by Drake himself. And so he's very good. He actually got like I think fourth or fifth place in the competition that Drizzy hosted. And then when it comes to the song was composed by us, by specifically Waju, who Ben had talked about earlier. Waju is a recording artist in and of himself. He's a writer as well, and he's a producer. And so he made this song. I went to the studio with him and he wrote the song. He made the entire beat. He composed the whole thing and he recorded the first iteration of it himself. And then we went and did some more internet sleuthing and we found another, voice impersonator that sounds just like him. But I really think that the credit we still have to keep giving to Waju because Waju wrote the song in such a way where the cadence feels truly like something he could have made maybe earlier in his career. I think that's where the magic of it is from, like he was in that headspace of like, what would he say, And so that's all original stuff. That was all from him. And
Okay,
the,
like,
no, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
I mean, y'all have me fooled because like I didn't, like, I do my research. That's what I do. All right. I'm like, I didn't even go to IMDb Pro because I'm like, yeah, this is Drake. I'm like, oh, he just gained some weight. I haven't seen him in a while. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, this is Drake. Like I totally believed it. That's so wild. I love that. But y'all are like filmmakers in the community of entertainment and stuff. I'm like, we see Dennis, Drake's dad at like Fashion Week in LA. We're following each other on Instagram. I just figured, yeah, you just had to like slip in with his dad or like in the community of like asking or something. But how exciting for Drake to see a movie, and how any artist would feel if you just like took a music video or the concept. It's so funny. It's just so simple but so funny. It seems like y'all, like, how was the writing style when you're on set? Like, was it kind of like It's Always Sunny vibe, where it's written and there's ideal situations, but then people can just like free flow improv and like ad lib in their characters? Like, how was the writing process, for since you both are co-writers on this film?
Yeah, so it was not, there was no script actually. We just wrote on a Google Doc like 3 to 5 minutes, this happens, 5 to 7 minutes, this happens, like very simple structure. You could read it very quick.
Yeah.
That was how we wrote it, and we didn't write any dialogue. We just wrote like, okay, Pasquale's gonna have a conversation with Christine on the rooftop, and then when we come when it came time to film that scene, it's like Christine is actually frustrated with Pasquale for working on this film when she is really pregnant, and so real emotions are coming in, and they're having an argument, and the words are maybe about Miguel replacing Pasquale, but it's really true emotion about the making of this film. So I feel like that's where this becomes like auto fiction, and it's like real people playing themselves. Like Pasquale and Christine and Raul are all playing themselves in this film, and then Miguel is playing a very, exaggerated menace form of himself. But in reality, Miguel is a very sweet guy. And on the Q&A last night, he's like, "Yeah, like I kind of cringe at looking at myself in the film, but like he's still stoked to be a part of it because he's kind of a movie star now."
Yeah.
So how did you find your doppelganger, by the way?
Miguel was in a short film that I had done with Raul a few years prior, called Shut Up and Fish. And he was a non-actor that had aspirations to act. I just had an affinity towards this guy. Like is such a hard worker and he's so tenacious. And truly was perfect for the role because of the nature of what it was, like you were saying, kind of always sunny vibes, and what Ben's talking about, where we have scenes written but not any specific dialogue. It was really, a lot of it was about being method, and I would say of all the characters, he's almost kind of like the one agent. He's the agent of chaos in the film, right? That is really the catalyst for this film, when everyone else is just being truly versions of themselves. Miguel is putting this character on. And so he was so method about it because he has this insane work ethic that was what we just worked on. It was like, this is the character in and out, and you just got to commit to this guy and just don't break no matter what. And that's what created a lot of the hilarity and the cringe and the absurdity and the discomfort of the film.
Yeah, he's a firecracker, and I love the culture and vibe y'all bring to it. We're wrapping up here, so just would love to give some, aspirations, input, like authors or, anything like a book or someone who's paved the way for you. So the fellow artists tuning in, where they want to take the tools nowadays and make it happen. Like, any words of wisdom to an artist tuning in?
Mhm. Okay, so wisdom, just like grab your friends and make it on your phone, like just make stuff. Like, you don't need all the financing you think you do. And then the second thing is I've been watching a lot of anime. So I've been watching this new one called Gachuka. That's my recommended watch.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool. Yeah. And you?
For me, I would say check out Roy Anderson's work if you haven't seen any of his films. He was a major visual influence for us, for Serious People, which is very different. He's a very different tonally kind of filmmaker, but he's incredible. So check his work out. All of his films are great. His commercials are amazing. Um, and I think, just to echo Ben, really, like, I think we're an example of when you are truly DIY, how sometimes it can work out. and there's people feel that there's such a big ceiling, or there's, you know, an impossibility to filmmaking, when really it can be done if you have the right community around you. And so just, you got to just keep going for it, and we need new voices out there. So hope you go make a film, you know.
Let's go, let's go. Yeah, and congratulations on your deal with UTA. What? Talk
Oh,
about having a good community and team around you. So it's like grassroots and then level up, right?
yeah, thank you, I appreciate that. Thanks so much.
All right. I'll be following your journey and connecting. So thank you so much for tuning in to She's All Over the Place, and keep soaring.
Thank you, Katie.
Great
Yeah,
to meet
thanks
you.
for the
Thank
time.
you so much.